Oh, it's still available?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, but okay. So that's a good question, and we have to get into this. So, oh man, hopefully I don't get your sponsors in trouble here.
That's all
good. The truth is this: the FDA does not want peptides to become mainstream, right? Because if it did, what happens to big pharma?
Right, it replaces a ton of drugs.
Exactly. That's as simple as you could possibly say it. Yeah. I don't have to go any deeper conspiratorial or anything. I don't have to put my tinfoil hat on. That's 100% true. It eliminates a gigantic $1 trillion profit center. Because again, remember what we talked about in the beginning. Peptides and bioregulators address the fundamental root cause. Remember what Chris Rock said, the money is not in healing, it's in the medicine, right? So they're not going to allow healing to occur. So the good news is like your listening audience, all of us, people like us, we can use peptides and bioregulators to heal. We don't even have to go to modern medicine. I'm telling you, I'll probably come back, we'll do a whole show on bioregulators and we can talk about how like it eliminates the need to go to doctors as you age because you're literally using something that's working the organ system that you don't need to even get tested anymore. You know, why would you want to get your colon looked at with a diagnostic tool that is like horrible and does so many bad things to the body when you can actually use a bioregulator to strengthen your colon as you get older, right? Same thing with your testes, same thing with your prostate. So all these male health things, same thing with women's health.
Interesting. Wow. So with the thymolin, would that be effective if, let's say, you're feeling, I'm getting sick, and you had some stored on hand and you took it? Would it work like that, or is this something you would just want to take?
It would, but I mean, again, and this is why peptides are so amazing. There's better, right? So there's LL37 and there's VIP, vasointestinal peptide, and those are like. And remember, I said thymus and alpha 1, right? Yeah. So let's look at them as like healing. How do we do this? So we have longevity or life extension, and then we have healing, and then we have bioweapon protection.
Oh, wow.
Right? No, seriously. So bioweapon protection is thymus and alpha 1, which again is just conveying full body immunity. LL37 is antimicrobial, antifungal, anti-pathogenic. So, I mean, like you inject LL37, nothing's going to harm you. Unreal stuff. And then VIP is the one peptide that they used and still are using with like elderly COVID patients because it enhances oxygenation to the blood supply, which, as you guys know, if you remember back in 2020 during the beginning of the SCAM-demic, see how I didn't say it? You guys can edit that if you have to.
Listen, the news, it's all going mainstream now. The news is all coming out. People are like,
I don't have to say it.
You just read that article that came out.
If they haven't found out, they will.
They just came out. They're like, it looks like this might have come out of a lab. And I'm like, oh my God.
Or the Lancet said yesterday that they now admit that natural immunity is best.
Convenient, right? Yeah.
This is
a few $1 billion later.
Dude, unreal stuff. Yeah. No, but so LL37 is profound. Like if you have any kind of infection, so you guys have heard this, but when people get sick with whatever COVID is or was, they were taking ivermectin and they were taking Levaquin and all these things. Like if you had LL37, you wouldn't need any of those. You just inject yourself twice a day for 3 days and you wouldn't be sick. I mean, that's how powerful it is. And again, that's the most profound, antimicrobial, antipathogenic, and antifungal peptide that we know. But VIP, to get back to that, VIP was the peptide that you would, and still do, you would inject if you were comorbid or you had advanced stage COVID because now you can't get oxygen. Okay. Because remember, at the very beginning when we didn't know what was going on, they were intubating people because they thought it was literally causing some sort of airway issue. But now we realize that it was oxygenation in the heme, in the red blood cells. And that was what it was starving, what COVID was causing it. So if you had VIP, you would just inject VIP and literally you can't get COVID because it literally increases the oxygenation in the blood so much. So sadly, again, because docs are, for the most part, when it comes to peptides, clueless and not taught anything. And it's not their fault. They're not taught this in med school. It's the same way with hormone optimization, right? They're not taught about hormones. Why would they want to know about hormones? There's no pills to prescribe. But that's what they give people now in very advanced convalescent centers or homes where they have elderly with money. They inject them with VIP. And VIP literally will keep them from going into a COVID intubation, loop.
Wow.